Hello, my friends, and welcome back to a blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations with Miles Edgeworth and whatever that thing is. Yeah, this is how we're beginning today. All the dots indeed, my friends. I think this badge has something to say to you, Miss Edgeworth. Are you, by chance, the witness I have been searching for? Sorry, but I would speak Badger dance. Oh dear lord, what are we up against? Where are you going, Mr. Edgeworth? We have to find the witness before that mean old werewolf does. Well, I don't want to talk to the Badger. You're right, the witness is supposed to be here in the stadium, but where? Hope you're all having a wonderful day today, and I just want to say if you have friends or family or you yourself is struggling with the hurricane hitting Florida right now, my heart breaks for you. Best wishes, best prayers, and this episode today is dedicated to you all. So I'm gonna do my best to put on a bright light as much as I can. Because I've been through hurricanes. I have family in Fort Myers. If you don't know, it is September 28, 2022, and there's a hurricane named Ian going right through the middle of Florida. So if you watch this future, this may not be relevant, but best prayers and thoughts go out to you, my friends and family. Alright, let's talk to this demonic thing. All the dots. Oh my god, no! Ah! It's her! Why are you here? Oh man, the terror is real!
Ark, I can't take peanuts of this stuff anymore!
You're... Oh dear lord. To secret admirer. No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness on one of my cases, and oh boy, was that one heck of a witness. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and causing me great grief.
Edgy Poo? Oh, why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really? I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm going to be just direct.
I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Wendy Old Ag. Yes, I said ag because I always forget. Is it hag or bag? I can never remember, so I'm just gonna say ag. It's Wendy Old Ag. Yeah, that's right. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of walking nightmare.
So, you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just a pink badger, dearie.
She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman.
My name is Wendy Old Bag.
That's it, bag, right, it's a B. Although, Wendy Old Hag.
But you can call me Wendy or Granny or whatever suits your fancy.
Nice to meet you, Miss Old Bag. I'm Kay Faraday.
Oh, what do I care about a young whippersnapper like you?
Aww. Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Oh dear lord. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met?
I go where I'm needed.
Wasn't she the alien? with a ray gun, zapping people.
I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are, talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they are. Same with young girls. Why was just the other day happening to this man? And when he got an arranged marriage with a 6-year-old, what is here? As they say, the man's next of all.
You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Oh my lord. The witness.
Aren't you forgetting about some, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness.
Honestly, I hope she isn't. But I don't think fate is going to be so kind today.
I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How was that?
So, it's true. She is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. See, that's why it was called an old bag. Because everyone else seems to call her an old bag. Oh, her name is Old Bag. Okay, I don't know why I'd call it Old Hag then. Maybe because, well, anyway.
Oh yeah, so it was just a little while ago. You young whippersnapper, Flightlessbird, you don't call me an old hag. Well, I'm gonna come over there and whippersnapper you. I saw it happen right in front of me. On the moment of the murder.
You mean to say that you witnessed someone be killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Yeah, providing she's actually telling the truth. Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. Oh, this is... Oh, I definitely picked the right time to stop yesterday's episode. That is for sure. Oh boy. What old bag witnessed?
I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two young men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
I love how she's wearing a thing that says tough love, though. I think that's hilarious. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Miss Edgeworth? Not really. You don't know the past this witness has had. But yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately.
Oh, was that unfortunately tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo?
Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. Be careful, Kay. She is one not to be messed with.
I came to the stadium to take a short break.
You mean you took a break from being the pink badger?
You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work.
That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know?
Well, that's why I chose to take my break here, you young whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids.
So, what did you see while you, the pink badger, were resting?
Oh, yes, that mom. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two young men facing each other in that area.
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They look like average shows, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I didn't remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful.
Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two young men.
Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I hate this witness. I'm not worked up over anyone. And I'm not jealous.
It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foals compared to a stallion like you.
Ugh.
I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them.
Again.
Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground.
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place.
Absolutely. A gun made a terrible racket when it was fired.
You did try to go help the person that got shot?
I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat! How could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to help find someone who could, help.
2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony.
Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory?
Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. So, about this new problem? What is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're going to like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is a secret weapon of a secret thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Don't be like that. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something in the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of projection to the maximum size. Dark sides of evening, when no other bird takes wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now, witness the true power of a real, modern-day Robin Hood. Wow! Well, what is this? This looks like, Nirvana Initiative, doesn't it? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief. I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to play my, theft. But I suppose if I use it like this? Let's see. Miss Obak said that the 2 men would face each other. And then a gunshot rang out, and the victim fell to the ground. So with this, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. Yeah, this is exactly like Nirvana Initiative. See? So, what do you think? I think she would be really impressed. I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagaratsu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, this simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay? Stadium. I kind of wish this was like Emma's thing. And yes, I was told it was Emma by Green River. So I'll stick with Emma. But I kind of wish, like I said, this was Emma's thing because, you know, I really like Emma and I want to see more of her. I'm just glad to see her, don't get me wrong, but it would be cool if she played a larger role in the story rather than just being, you know, a blast from the past. Stadium. Alright. It looks like they broke the stage down. The stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. Well, that was a quick logic point. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start running tomorrow. Alright, so that's the same. I can't inspect the vehicle.
Oh, what is this? Some sort of new attraction? Go on, Edgy Poo. Show me anything and I'll tell you all about it.
Very well. What do you think about this?
It's nothing special.
Somehow, I figured she'd say as much. Okay, I kind of want to exhaust all my options. Because, you know, this is something that I try to do. It's kind of strange. I would show a picture of a murder scene and she'd be like, oh yeah, go on, Itchy Poo, I'm in love with you. It's like I showed you a murder scene and that's how you react.
Thanks to this, people have been taking my picture all day. It's like I'm one of the mascot characters of this park.
It's not like you are the mascot character. Well, one of them anyway.
But you have no idea how hard it is to be one. You're not allowed to talk at all. Taking away my ability to talk has my effectiveness as a human being.
Okay. Taking away Deadpool's ability to talk made him the worst bastardization of a character I've ever seen. Taking your ability away to talk would make you a much better character. That's right, she's a reverse Deadpool, my friends.
You have a hard time not talking? But it seems like such an easy thing to do. Oh, what do you know, youngin'? Just wait until you're my age and then you'll see.
Is it possible this loud old lady was once a quiet, fair maiden? Ha! Impossible. What did I click on? This? Yeah.
It's like a lineup of ugly thugs.
You cut to the quick.
Oh, only behind the scenes. I'm the Pink Badger right now to the kids. But don't you think I'd be even more lovable if I kept this earpiece off?
Think of the children. You're the one who wants to keep their sweet dreams alive, right?
And another blue badger. I've had my fill of those things for a lifetime.
I have too. Thank you for the extra commentary, but all I wanted was for you to take a look.
Oh, alright. I guess I can do that, but only because it's you, Angie Poo. Oh, the dots. Oh, what is wrong with this thing? Why is this blue badger wearing sunglasses?
How could she have not noticed all this time? Alright, nothing here. And nothing for the badge. So let's see if any new chat options popped up. No, it didn't. So that was just extra lore. Let's talk to our awesome girl here, Emma. Love the hat. Edwin said that as well. I agree, Edwin. This pink hat and these pink glasses and the pink watch, it's so adorable. Plus, she's wearing a pink shirt with a purple vest. And these colors with the white coat, this is just amazing artwork. She is just, this is such a good picture. She's very, very well drawn. I don't want to sound creepy. I'm just admiring how well she looks. I mean, it's true. She looks amazing. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. I don't think I had a chance to show her all the stuff. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I remember doing that because that's how I got the my thumbnail from last episode. All right, so let's examine the crime scene. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows what the missing item? It could be this, but he had it around his neck. He has it around his neck. Is it the costume? All the dots. Maybe it's still adjusting the simulation? Yes, that's it. Ah. Allow me to find my bearings. I'll present the contradiction again. Is it blood? How do I do that? Do I click on the picture here? This is a contradiction. Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is a real crime scene, something specific should be here. If you think back, how do we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Okay, so my first thought was the costume. Second thought was the blood. Although that's, you know, I mean, the problem I'm having with this case is some of the evidence that you present, it just, how do I say it? It's, some of the evidence that you present doesn't necessarily match up with the logic. Like, you say there's blood missing, so you click this picture, but this picture doesn't have any blood either. So if you're saying it's missing blood, well, that picture doesn't have any blood either. So how would you deduce this is like the right thing? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but maybe you understand me without me saying anything else. It's just, it really feels like there's, the case is more abstract this time and the evidence we have to present. Or I'm just thick and I'm a total idiot. I'm not sure. Oh, I get that's what's missing out. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy Poo! How can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, it's not possible to recreate the face of the killer. Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. Okay, so is the logic here that the stage was packed up? Which means there could be a tarp missing. So someone put a tarp on the ground, shot him, and all the blood is in one of the tarps? By the way, is that a Mario mushroom box back here? I mean, that so looks like a Mario mushroom, not mushroom box, a question box, doesn't it? No! Huh! Really? Because the victim was in a costume. All the blood went into the costume. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So, you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there is a very good chance that he was. And that if it was shot while it was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground? Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints? But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. What do we do next? Oh, recreation. So, you believe that this gadget will provide us with the proof we need? Yeah, of course. Pretty neat, huh? By inputting info like this, it could recreate the crime scene exactly as it was. Although Little Thief was originally intended to be a training sim for heist. A training sim for thievery. I don't believe I could turn a deaf ear to that K. But it's for practice. Practice. It's not like I've actually stolen anything yet. Besides, we're in the middle of an investigation, so stop nitpicking. Even if it is just practice, I can't exactly endorse the act of stealing. Although admittedly, this device is rather useful in investigation. So, how am I supposed to use this to aid my investigation? Oh, that's right. I guess I should explain how to use it, huh? Objects outlined in yellow are things that are not present in our time but were in the past. Things outlined in a dotted line are things that exist now but didn't in the past. I see. You can examine and interact with replicated people and objects as you normally do. You can even present evidence whenever you find an inconsistency. Oh, and be sure to point out mistakes in the recreation with evidence too. Very well. Let's continue with the investigation. If there's something you know good about Little Thief, feel free to ask anytime, okay? Alright, I don't see anything else. Like, yeah, the stage. Maybe ask her if she was in a costume? No. Ah, footprint analysis. Alright, Emma gets a chance to shine. Emma, about the method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect a trace, even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right there. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, hello. Those footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the footprints are there, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at that time. Victim's costume data jotted down. Information is covered in the stadium. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's stimulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. Well, that's not creepy at all. Yeah, that is not creepy at all. Definitely not creepy. Definitely not creepy. Oh boy. Oh, what am I getting myself into? So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. Oh, what do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Alright. Back to this. But she said she saw two men. But yet one of them was wearing a costume. I came to the stadium to take a short break.
As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
So that's the same as before. So, does this mean that Miss Olbeck's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See? I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Olbeck into the recreation. Not recreation, recreation, FlightlessBird. Come on. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. I don't think I need to repress. Because I've already pressed her. And I think this is it right here. Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Yeah, I mean, that seemed pretty obvious to me. How is it we go from me saying that seemed pretty obvious to 10 minutes ago when I'm like, this case seems more abstract than all the other cases so far? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
I'm telling you, I really didn't see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. Oh, the dots. A scene in the second tier.
The second tier? Hey, did you say you saw it right in front of you earlier?
That was, you know, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense.
I see a witness still has a screw loose in a metaphorical sense.
Of course, she seats in the second tier reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap.
I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow.
It was hard to make out the killer victim that Olbeck saw in the stage's shadow.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. I'm not like I was young. I could call me eagle. I could swagger on Earth's way, and they also noticed me in the flash. They tried to get easy. I was a careful girl with magenta eyes and
let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay?
You got it.
Oh, dear Lord. All right, back to the investigation. I can't examine the footprints. This new silhouette to the victim is in a costume. The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find info which to make the more accurate sim. Alright. Sounds like a plan. It's the silhouette of the killer. Oh, it's the same. And that's the same. Nothing new here. Oh! Thanks to you, I'm able to proceed with my investigation once again. Thank you, Emma. It was nothing. I'm just glad that science and I could be of service. It's pretty amazing how we could see the footprints. So what's the secret behind that thing? Oh, you want to know? Here, you can read the manual. Ah, very interesting. So if I do this, I can avoid leaving footprints. She can't seriously be trying to use the information to her advantage as a thief. Wait. I think they would be close friends. Like, something tells me they would either be close friends or arch enemies. It's one of the two. So it was in the shadow of the stage when the stage was picked up? If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into the little thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. It seems to be inside the stage now. Oh, that's just weird. There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. I'm starting to like Kay more and more. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming even for a layman like me. I suppose, in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage naturally. Right, Miss Oldback? Ah, yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let me update the info into the simulation. That would make sense, though. Like, if he shot down? Because there was one bullet wound going from the arm down to the lower leg, right? So if you got shot from an elevated position, maybe that's how you got shot like this. Because you either got shot like this from an elevated position or a lower position and he was elevated. I mean, it would be more likely, in my opinion, if he was the one that was on top of something and someone shot him up, which allowed the bullet to go through the stomach and the shoulder. But it could work the other way too.
Well, what have we here? Patrolligans running amok, I see.
Who is my least favorite character right now, Lang or Oldbag? I will say, and I've said this in the comment section, I'm not judging Lang until I know more about him. I'm gonna give him a fair shot. But meanwhile, we know all about her. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us.
Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes.
Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, this stadium.
I see. Thanks.
For what?
I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that?
Little Thief is not a toy.
You too.
Sir!
And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation.
So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer?
Of course. Even knowing that the crime scene took place here doesn't let him off the hook.
Really? Really? We're doing this? Alright, Agent Lang's logic.
This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay wait for the victim atop the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed.
How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime?
He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with this gun. Well, even if he is his killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see, thank you for understanding, my little crow girl.
Grr, I'm not some common crow. I'm the Ataguatsu, the Raven of Legend.
Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. I'm pausing for a second because I'm trying to think of what is bothering me right now. Because Intra Zero, who's amazing by the way, thank you Intra, posted in our previous 999 and VLR videos. One of the points of the Noxus 10 Commandments is the criminal must be mentioned early on. So if you haven't read Noxus 10 Commandments, go check the last episode of I9 or VLR or 999, all those, and see his very awesome explanations here. But he mentions the criminal must be mentioned early on. Has the criminal been mentioned in this case? Like, do we know who the criminal is? This was a problem I had with the Silver Samurai case. I love the Silver Samurai case. I had it not too badly ranked in my ranking video, the original trilogy. But the problem I had with the Silver Samurai case is you didn't really know who the killer was. It was impossible to know who the killer was until you got to like halfway through the case. Because I at first thought it was Penny. Because she seemed like the most obvious suspect. There was no one else who it could have been. And the reason for that was because the game didn't introduce us to anyone else who it could have been. Now, it's not going to be Lang. It's not going to be Lang. And it's not going to be his second hand, his right hand. So, it's not the butler. Because even if the butler did it, someone killed the butler. Okay. So there's still a murder out there. And the only other person we met besides Meekins, which obviously hasn't done it. I mean, come on. There's a reason they call him Meekins, right? The only other person that we met was the father. And the father isn't going to kidnap his son. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Because what does a father get out of it? I mean, he has money. That's not an issue. So, have we met the killer yet? I don't know. Maybe that's still to come. But I just feel like... I feel that there's more to this case that hasn't been told to us yet. And instead of feeling like a mystery that we're trying to solve, we're trying to chase after a killer. And we're trying to catch up to a killer, which is almost opposite to all the previous cases. Okay, I'm done with my thought process here, but I just wanted to say that because it seems weird.
This is the real scene of the crime.
Unless Lang did do it? No. Looks like we found the real crime scene first.
Ha! Brag all you want. We don't have time. We don't have all that free time, unlike the two of you.
You know what you remind me of? A dog licking his wound after he whispers home?
Well, I guess I should be thankful for you the time you saved me. Zeze. That's how we say thanks in my country.
You're welcome. Hope he realizes we didn't do all this for him.
But I'm here now, so I'll be taking over. As I was saying, this is where the crime scene took place. Officer Meekins lay wait for the victim atop of the stage.
Lying in wait? How did Officer Meekins even know the victim was going to come here?
Simple. He was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movements.
Ha! And why would the good officer want to ambush and kill a kidnapper?
You mean his motive? Who knows and who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail.
You have no respect for the order of law.
Don't get me wrong, by any more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise.
He's right. The lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself.
So the officer lay in wait on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high.
So, you agree with me how our recreation turned out?
Like I said, I'm grateful that you were able to save me some time.
Alright, but we still don't know why you chose to wait on top of the stage.
Who cares? Maybe he wants to become the Blue Badger. Who's to say he didn't see the stage and decide to put on a badger show of his own?
Or maybe there's a completely different reason.
What does it matter? Still doesn't change the fact that Officer Meekins stood up on that stage and shot the victim on the ground below. That's the truth your little recreation showed.
So, you honestly believe what you're saying is what really occurred?
Hey, you're the ones who came up with this scenario. Are you saying you doubt yourselves?
Touché. Unfortunately, Agent Lang's conclusions do not contradict with our recreation.
Then what does that mean? What? It all went down just as he says?
No, not quite. I wonder if what we had recreated earlier was the whole truth.
I still wonder, and I said this. Do we have the murderer and the victim switched? Was the victim on top of the stage and they fired up at him? It makes more sense to be fired up at someone rather than fired down at someone, right? See, even here, if he did that, there's no way the bullet would have gone through. The question is, how do we present my theory? It's got to be this, but which thing? All right, it's not that. I just got to draw this out.
Confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. You shouldn't waste your breath on what you have no confidence in, Mr. Prosecutor. Although it's just bad to say something in full confidence and be wrong.
Are you going to let him lecture you about your self-confidence like that?
I don't need to be overflowing with self-confidence. I just need to think rationally. After all, I only need to be confident in the facts. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to present him with the evidence here. And if I was wrong, I was going to do something else. But nope, that was it. I am terribly sorry, Agent Lang.
Huh?
I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut ink quite unexpectedly after all.
What's that supposed to mean?
You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located.
Hey, what do you know? I figured that out. All the dots? Actually, I didn't get that good of a look.
Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim.
Then,
yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above.
a clear contradiction.
You're discounting your own conclusions.
No, this one point is the only flaw. This was a mistaken parameter on our recreation. The killer and victim's locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong.
Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say.
I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. I think the shooter was much closer to him to be able to have that kind of impact, but if this is what happened, it also explained the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try to use that data instead. I wasn't expecting this. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Okay, I will say this case seems weird and seems different than what we've seen so far. It's kind of reminding me of the mask case, where it starts out as like a thievery becoming a murder. But here's the thing. I'm intrigued. Like, I'm interested on what happened. And even though I'm not really jiving with the flow of the case, I'm still hooked on what the story is.
Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime.
Another bit of proof.
I asked her to take another good look at the time marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger Mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badger Mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to garage in the Wild Wild East area.
You believe he moved the body with the car?
That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it.
The 3 tire tread marks are very telling. However, is the Blue Badger Mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here. But before we do, I'm going to present my prosecutor badge over and over and over again to see what happens if our health meter goes out. And basically, there's multiple scenes of like game overs that happen in this game. So I want to try to explore them when I can. I'm not gonna stop all the time to do it, but every now and then, you know, I think it's a good idea to, you know, explore the game. Especially since, hey, I'm a story-based gaming channel, and this is just what I do. I explore things that you might not have explored before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a quick cut here, and I'll see you in about 2 minutes once I drain my HP bar.
I think it's time to wrap up your pointless squabbling.
Quibbling, a man's life is at stake, Agent Lang.
I leave it up to you to reason to discuss later in court. You guys, place Officer Meekins under arrest now.
Sir!
Is this it?
Thus, the truth was lost for all eternity. So I guess if we fail to convince Lang, then Officer Meekins basically takes the fall. Fair enough. I can see exactly how that would work. But anyway, this is our blind let's play Ace Attorney Investigations, Mile Edgeworth. My name is FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel, and hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day. Thank you for everything. Hearts and prayers. Once again, go out, people of Florida. And, you know, Georgia, South Carolina, anywhere else that this storm affects. As I said, my prayers are with you. God bless you guys. I love you so very much. And until next time, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.